be a part of Techbiz today so that they can also benefit and learn from the wealth of knowledge and the depth of expertise that Damilola will be sharing with us this evening. Damilola, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. I really do appreciate. I am very happy to be here today, and the privilege, very, very pro. How do I put it? Very those kind words about me. I would say I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. So guys, so good to be here today. I'm pumped up to discuss the way that you can get 1,000 customers, your first 1,000 customers, because you know that without your customers, that your customers is the lifeline of your business. So you need those customers. You need the first 1,000 customers, because once you have those 1,000 customers, then you can build going forward from that. So we're going to have a great time today. So let me just jump into my slide quickly. So I'll share my screen with you guys now, so you can see. Second, okay, here. All right, can you guys confirm you can see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so thank you. All right, so just dive deep quickly into this. I know that there was a bit of introduction done, but I would like to just put a cap on it first, which is so that you know I'm not bragging. So don't see this as bragging. I'm just trying to let you know that you should listen to me. This is why you should listen to me, because there's no reason for you to listen to me, right? This is the first time that you're meeting me. So why should you listen to me? And why do you think I'm the right person to talk about this topic? Okay, so I have about 5 years of experience in digital marketing, 36 months in growth marketing, somewhat similar, which totals my 5 years of experience. Then I work with companies like ARM, MTN Lumos, Dangote Flour Mills, Wara Cake, Pyro Effects, and some other cool startups like that. And then I've spent over $150,000 on advertising, which is about 70 million. So, and this is still ongoing. And so the point is this, I want you to pay close attention. So that's the reason for this, okay? So let's just go into the class today. All right, so now let me paint the concept of advertising to you, okay? Majorly, you get your business out there through advertising, right? So you need to understand the concept of advertising. I know you've heard about it before. You know you need to run your ads on Facebook. You need to do this on social media and that. But there is the concept and the basics. So let me paint it for you. Now, I like to use this for my students. So I also have a consulting firm where I teach people how to do marketing and how to understand marketing. So this is how I explain, because I like to use scenarios that you can understand. So imagine that, a lot of people, imagine Computer Village, okay? Computer Village is a place where people come to buy phones, right? So imagine Computer Village having, let's say Computer Village has 1,000, let's say 5,000, let's put it like that. 5,000 people come to Computer Village every day, right? So let's say 5,000 people come to Computer Village every day. That means that you have potential to reach 5,000 people, okay? But unfortunately, because there's a lot of people in Computer Village, so let's say I have a store in Computer Village, I have a phone store in Computer Village, and it's somewhat located. I don't know if you've gone to Computer Village before, you will know that there are some shops that you would just find in one corner where you would just walk in, and corner, and you get to the shop, and you would just find some cool stuffs that you would not even see when you walk into Computer Village, right? So, but when you walk into Computer Village, remember that sometimes you find some guys that will be saying, how far? Hey, how far? Phone, you want to repair your phone? The point of that is that they are there. And they are there to kind of get you. So let's say I'm the one that owns the shop. My shop is in a eating place. So normally, maybe from the 5,000 people that work into Computer Village each day, maybe about, let's say at most, let's say 10 people come to my shop. And out of these 10 people, maybe I'm able to convert, let's say, about 2 people to buy my phone. So that's about 20% conversion rate, right? So let's say you now have these guys out where they're saying, Alpha, you want to repair your phone? And they are able to bring 10 more people to you. So that means that you have 20 people that will come to you just because you have one guy outside of Computer Village that can access these 5,000 people. Let's say 5,000, 4,910 or 990 or something like that, because you already have 10 that comes to you daily, right? So these guys are able to bring 10 more people to you. And that means that if you had another guy, maybe you have 10 more people. And that improves the number of maybe it can even improve the number of your conversion, because these guys are also talking to them while they are bringing them. So they're already cajoling them. They're already telling them reasons why they should buy what they want to buy, okay? So now that's the concept of advertising. The point of you trying to showcase yourself more to people. Even though that little corner of my shop, I can still devise means to get people to find me. Either by using the guys that, look for people, which is affiliate marketing, or either by using my billboard, maybe a signpost at the side of my business or outside just to point people to my shop, which is billboard, okay? Or either of referrals or whatever you use. Your concept is the same thing, either online or offline. So when I'm talking about online, is everything that happens on social media or everything that happens online. So imagine that you go to Facebook, for example. You go on Facebook, you're not there to buy, okay? You're not there to buy on Facebook, but you see this cool, let's say you see these cool earphones that you think your brother will like, and you just feel, okay, let me check it out. And you can end up buying it for his birthday, for example. So now look at it like that. So that is how marketing generally works. So you have access to a pool, you find a way to have access to a pool of people. Do you understand? Without actually, how do I put it? Without actually, we just putting yourself out there. So you can put yourself out there, either you're online or offline. So I only use Computer Village so that you understand the basics. This thing that Computer Village can also happen online, okay? And I talked about affiliate marketing, where you don't even have to see the person you're selling for. You just have to push customers to that person, and that person pays you a dividend. Because when that person brings somebody to you and that person buys a phone, you might give the person a cut, okay? So that is the concept of advertising. And you need to understand that when you understand that concept, advertising becomes easy for you, okay? So I'm here to make things simple for you, to get to understand. So things that I've learned over 5 years, to break it down for you so you don't have to stress. And all you have to do is just hit the ground running, and you can get to where you want to go to. Please start asking questions. You can start dropping your questions, although some questions will be that I would have covered them in the slide. All right, so now the next thing is, the first thing that you need to do, okay, is that if you want to win this game, if you want to win the marketing game, if you want to win the sales game, okay, you need to know your customers. And when I say know your customers, I'm not just saying you should know your customers if your customer is either female, or if your customer is either is either if your customer is age range of 18 to 25, which I see a lot of SMEs do, okay, you need to know your customers in depth. Okay, so, and I'm going to introduce you to something that will allow you to know your customer in depth, because a lot of entrepreneurs, when they start a business, and it happened to me when I was starting my own business as well. You have this wonderful idea, you know that people want this thing. The next thing that you just want to do out of normal, like the way the brain thinks, is like, let me find people that will buy this thing. But the problem that you have like that, like, okay, let me just run Facebook ads, let me just collect emails, let me just start pushing this thing. The problem that you have with that is that you don't even know who you are selling to. So because you don't know who you're selling to, you're just selling blindly. So let me give you an instance. I sell t-shirts. My wife makes t-shirts, and I know that everybody can buy t-shirts, okay? Because they are t-shirts. Female can wear t-shirts, male can wear t-shirts. So how do I identify my customers, right? So I started doing a breakdown of who could be my target customers, because at least if everybody can buy t-shirts, fine. But there's going to be some category of people that will keep coming back to me, that will disturb me, okay? That will say that they are the first testers, okay? And those are the people that you need to look out for. So for example, for my t-shirt business, I identified that the people that wear my t-shirts are tech entrepreneurs, okay? Because they are bulk t-shirts. All you have to do is to pull this t-shirt, boom, 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 you're ready to go, okay? So I know that tech entrepreneurs love my t-shirts. I know that they can easily, a lot of people that, and we all work, okay, no, don't let me assume. A lot of people work from home these days. So, you just want to dress down. Even if you have meetings, a lot of people wear t-shirts, but tech entrepreneurs really are not so superbly into dressing too tight and stuff like that. So I identified that, and it doubled everything that I was doing. It segmented the people I will be talking to. It segmented how I'll be talking to them. So I did a Facebook ad that shows that, oh, you can wear my t-shirts in different scenarios, okay? And you can be like Mark Zuckerberg, because I know that these guys know Mark Zuckerberg, these guys know tech, these guys, so I know a lot of details about them. So that's what I want to show you guys today. So let's keep going. Please stay with me, okay? And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask in the comment section. All right, so there's something called the customer avatar. And that's what I just described here. You need to draw out a perfect looking customer avatar, okay? I'm going to share some resources over a period of time. Maybe I'll give that to Bola to share with the house, okay? But there's something called the customer avatar, and I'm going to show you how to do that. I'll just run you through quickly so that you understand a bit of what I'm talking about when I mean know your customers, not just knowing your customers, like know your customers, okay? So let me exit this and show more information here. So this is something called customer avatar. It was created by a team called Digital Marketers, and they are basically guys that they're a marketing agency as well, and they educate people about marketing generally. And this notion have come up in different ways, and they've explained how you should understand your customers and stuff. So this blank sheet can allow you, when you want to create your customer avatar, you can start putting all of these into consideration. So let me just run through this quickly. So the first part is your customer goals. I have a lot of, when I give this to my students, they make a mistake first. They look at it from their business perspective. So for example, how do I put it? Like they look at it from their own perspective as a business, not from the customer shoes. So this avatar is from the customer shoes, how the customer is thinking, not how you are thinking, not the properties of Damilola, for example, is the properties of Damilola's customers, okay? So That's what you need to do. Like, okay, so now the first thing is, what are your customer goals? What do you think their goals are? From onset, you might not be able to get this 100% from onset, okay? So don't worry. Assumptions are good, okay? But over a period of time, you can fine-tune this document. But the first thing is you want to understand their goals. You want to assume, for example, maybe their goals, for example, is to be better at their business, like to sell more, to reach more customers, to sell more to customers, generic, okay? Then the values, what are their values? What are their core values? For example, I like teaching people. I like educating people based on probably the line of business that I've chosen over a period of time. So maybe my core values is to impact life, like, let people understand things. Maybe my core value maybe if you're targeting someone like me, maybe my core value is to teach people to understand marketing, for example. So you just put yourself in the customer's shoes and you try to understand. So I'll explain why these things are important. So for example, if you know your customer goals, you know what your copy should be like. When you are creating your copies, when you are creating that ad, okay, when you're creating that ad, when you're creating those contents, you know how to say it because you already know what the customer values are, what the customer stands for, or what your customer stands for. So you want to understand those things first and tailor. So when you have all of this information in a place, every of your marketing activities becomes as easy as possible. Okay, so that's the first thing that you need to do. Then the next thing is when you understand the books. So where did they get their information from? Books, magazines, blogs. So these are places these are platforms you should be on. So for example, if your customers spend a lot of time on LinkedIn, there's no reason to be on Facebook. There's no reason to divert your attention to Facebook, because when you divert too much attention to Facebook, you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, and your team is lean. How do you move forward? Okay, so LinkedIn has sorry, I'm using vulgar language, pardon me, but LinkedIn has big organic reach compared to Facebook now. Okay, so maybe I'll talk about organic reach later, but LinkedIn has big organic reach, which means if you post right now, after 5 days, some people are still seeing your posts. If LinkedIn is where you should be, then go on LinkedIn. If it's LinkedIn that your customers are on, you should always be on LinkedIn. If it's Twitter, tweet very well, okay? But the first thing is that you need to understand where they get it from. So let me give you an example of what I do. So I run Facebook ads and I sell Facebook courses. So sometimes when I want to run my ads, for example, for people to buy my courses, I kind of use this knowledge of what does my customer want? So there is this ad set that I've chosen. Sorry, like I'm going so deep. I'll maybe explain over a period of time, or if you ask questions, just drop it. But this is very important. So there's this ad set that I chose people that are interested in entrepreneurship and people that are interested in online marketing, or people that are interested in Neil Patel, for example, or people that are interested in Think and Grow Rich, the book. Do you understand? But if I had not come here to identify those things, there is no way that I can come up with those lovely targeting, okay? So targeting on platforms as well help you in all of these things. So you want to know where your customers are. So quickly, I'll move forward. Then the challenges or the pain points are where your customers, when you know your customers' pain points, when you know their challenges, it allows you to create content that will suit them. When you know that your customers are, for example, like for this webinar, for example, we know that some of the things that does not help entrepreneurs is, adequate mentorship, okay? And why the platform is bringing this to you guys. So you want to make sure that you know exactly the pain points of your customers. because when you know the pain points of your customers, you can easily reach them going forward. You can easily communicate with them going forward, okay? So you don't want to miss that out. Very, very important part of customer avatar, okay, guys? Please keep that in mind. Then objections and roles. So if you know your customers' possible objection, is it not easy to sell to them? Like, very easy. Like, I know what you're going to tell me. The reason why you're not going to buy. Do you understand? So if I know the reason why you're not going to buy, or if I've envisaged the reason why why you're not going to buy, it's obvious that I would have made a tailored feedback to that, so that when you're doing that, when you're performing that action, I'm immediately reacting with the thought process that I have of your objection that you might not take. So you will find a lot of customers that will not take your stuffs, obviously. So I need to time myself. Okay. So that's very, very important. And then the role in purchase, you want to know the role in purchase of who the person is, especially if you are a B2B person. For example, in my office, if you're selling anything marketing, you have to go through me. Okay. So if I'm not in that pipeline, okay, you might not be able to sell what you want to sell. So it's very, very important that you know the role of the purchase of this person in the purchase. So if you are a retail person, you don't really need to dive deep into that. So I will share this with Bolatito again, and also share this attached document as well, so that you get to understand more details of how to create your customer avatar. So let's go back into my slide. Okay, so moving forward, we have a lot to cover today. So I hope I'm able to. Please, Bolatito, please keep me informed when I need to, because I forgot to time myself. So just let me know when I need to, maybe 20 minutes, 15 minutes, and all those kind of things. So I know I'm touching the right spots. Okay, so now, another thing that you need to do, number 2 thing, after you have found out who your customer is, okay, then the next thing you need to do is to understand your sales funnel. See, guys, I fell victim for this. Even in my marketing years, 3 years into my marketing years, I fell victim because most of my marketing leads were things that I learned on my own before I started, meeting people to teach me. But the point is this, it is very, very important that you understand your sales funnel. So there's something about sales funnel, or something about the 7-time factor, which says that as a general rule, potential clients or customers need to see an ad 7 times or more before they buy. Even with Gen Z is getting worse. I was on a Facebook hangout today, and they were talking about Gen Z attention span, which is about 2.5% and 2.5 seconds, or 2.5 or 2.8 seconds. Now imagine that means that before you can even catch their attention, you need to be showing something very, very important. So attention span is decreasing day by day because of the amount of content that comes online. So you need to make sure that you are given, you have a sales funnel, okay? So what is a sales funnel, right? So let me explain what a sales funnel is. Now, okay, let me read this first. Traffic is much more than throwing products at people. You need to build a marketing funnel, which I just reiterated. The marketing funnel is the process you must follow to turn a visitor who just met you to a buyer, basically moving someone from hello to will you marry me? So guys, like I said, I like to use basic things so that you understand exactly what I'm talking about. And this story, guys, if you're an added follower of myself, if you're an added follower of Dami, like I tell this story a lot because it's easy to get it. Okay, so let me explain. I like to call it the will you marry me story or ideology. So imagine as as a young guy, okay, you walked into a bar or you walked into a restaurant and you see this lovely, fine chick, sitting in one corner and, having a sip of maybe margarita or something, or maybe something cool, just sitting down, hanging out alone, okay? And, you walk up to her and, okay, let's even first, before it's you, I like to go this route. Before you walk up to her, let's say it was Wizkid in that scenario, okay? Let's say Wizkid walks up to this girl and Wizkid goes down on his knees and say, hey, babe, would you marry me? Out of 100%, what do you guys think would be the answer of the girl? Like percentage-wise, like for the girl to say yes. Because I'm not seeing the chat system, I would have loved to see some reactions because this sometimes is very funny. But the point that I'm driving at is that you get Wizkid has a better percentage, okay, of the girl saying yes, and there's a reason to that. So let's say in percentage-wise, I can say about, let's say, it's Wizkid, right? So we can give it about 80%. 80% of the ladies will say yes to Wizkid. Like, I will marry you. Like, okay. I think I just saw something online of late where Wizkid was saying that, do you have a boyfriend or something? And everybody just started shouting. Okay. So that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Like, there's a higher percentage of Wizkid, of the girl saying yes to Wizkid, right? But let's say it's you or me, okay? Walked up into the girl and say, go down on the knees and say, hey girl, will you marry me? Obviously, I have a 10%. What am I saying? 0%. I have like a 0% chance of the girl saying no to me. Like a 0% chance of the girl saying yes to me. Like, oh, do I know you before? Why would you come to me and tell me you want to marry me? Okay. But there's a lesson here, okay? The lesson is Wizkid has developed over a period of time. Wizkid has become a top of mind for these guys or for these girls, okay? And they aspire. They know what is worth. For you, nobody knows. But let's put it in another direction, how you can get the girl. And let me show you how you can get the girl, okay? Normal science. Go up to the girl. Hey, beautiful, how are you doing today? I see you're alone. Are you here alone? Can we talk? You start a conversation, right? The reason is that you want to have a conversation with the girl. You want the girl to know who you are. You want to have one-on-one. You also want to meet the girl, right? So after that, you take her phone number, you take her email address or something, and you guys hang out, Netflix and chill. Maybe after 6 months or after a year, okay? And then you go down on your knees and tell the girl, will you marry me? I can tell you that you have a higher percentage of the girl saying yes to you, that you marry me, right? Well, I just gave you a straight up card of how to get a girl to marry you, but that is the truth. And if you look at life, that is how it works, okay? So I get angry when I see a lot of entrepreneurs go online and they say, come and buy my product. Come and buy my product. Who the hell cares about your products? You need to be giving value. You need to be giving value. You need to build a relationship with your potential clients. So one, if you understand your client, you need to understand who your client is, right? Then the second thing is that you need to build the proper sales funnel. So how do you build a sales funnel, right? When you have understand the concept of what a sales funnel is. A sales funnel is just how you push your customer from one place till they become a customer or till they buy your product. So when I'm saying sales funnel, like, it's a funnel. So a lot of people are at the top, and when they keep coming down, they reduce till they buy from you. So the point is this. You need to understand how that works. And you need to map it out, okay? So that you already know what a customer is doing at each point in time. And that way you can interact with that customer. You can, do a lot of stuff. Okay. So let's keep going. All right. So sales funnel. How does a sales funnel work? This is your sales funnel. Okay. And like I said, it's a funnel. Okay. It allows you to push people from the top of the funnel till they become a paying customer. So there's 4 stages. There are 4 stages of this funnel. And to break it further even more, some people call it the R formula, but we're not going to touch that. That is kind of too technical for you guys. Over a period of time, you can learn those things. It's called AAA, RRRR, okay? Triple R, triple A, okay? So, but this one you can get easily. There's the awareness stage, there's the consideration stage, there's the decision stage, and there's the retention stage, okay? The awareness stage, which is this stage, is that stage, that first stage that you meet the girl. That first stage that you get to familiarize yourself with the girl, okay? In this contest, your customers, okay? And then the second stage is the consideration stage, that point where you begin to have, you have gotten into the head of the girl so much that she's now beginning to think, can I marry Dami? Dami has a very good characteristics of somebody I can marry. I think I should marry Dami. Or maybe Dami is somebody, or they start telling their friends that, man, I just met this girl, this guy. I think I'm falling in love. All this kind of thing. So that is the consideration stage. And at that point, you have a higher percentage of the girl saying yes to you, at least when you go on your knees, okay? And the decision stage is when you actually have told the girl that, okay, I want to marry. Okay, I want to marry. Or when the girl says, oh, Dami, I'm ready to marry you. And this is at the point where the customer is opening up their wallet to you. This is the most sweetest part, okay? But the point is this, guys, we hurry too much as entrepreneurs. And we like jumping the awareness stage. We like jumping the consideration stage. We just want the customer to open the wallet to you. But why should I trust you to give you money? Why should I trust you to give you my credit card? Okay, you need to build more rapport. You need to build more relationship. So if I see you, if next time, for example, and that's how sales funnel works, like next time, if you see me and I say that, oh, like I have a product that can help better your business, for example, because of these conversations that we've had, because of this one time that you have met me, because of the knowledge that you know that I have about marketing, it's easier for you to open your wallet, okay? Because of the information that you've gotten from the call center, it's easier for you to open your wallets to them. It's easier for you to partner with them, okay? So warm up yourself to your customers. Don't just go directly. There are ways to do that. Like I'm going to be sharing the slide. I think I already did before. So there are ways that you can do. There are content types that you can build, and there's nothing peculiar. There's a lot of startups and entrepreneurs look for what is working. Like, what's the thing that you are doing now that is working? Businesses are different. Even in the same industry, rather, there are different business models. So businesses are different. So what works for Jack might not work for Paul. What works for you might not work for me, even though we are in the same industry. So you want to work based on your customers. That's why I said, remember, know your customer. That's the first thing, okay? So we'll keep going. Yeah, so guys, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to just keep dropping them. I'll be happy to take them. Okay, so now the next thing is number 3, find the right traffic source that suits you best, okay? And like I said, a lot of customers want to, a lot of entrepreneurs want to start from this place, neglecting the first 2 steps that we've discussed, which means that first 2 steps that you forgot to do will either break or mar your campaign or whatever you're doing. Okay, so if you have factored those 2 things out from the beginning. And guys, I'm teaching you like your kids. I think that this should sink in. First things first, know your customers. It's not hard, okay? Please, but make it an exercise every single time that you're starting anything new, okay? Or even in your current business that you have, make it an exercise. Know your customers. And the next thing is that you want to build that adequate sales funnel, the paths that you want the customer to follow, okay? Then the next thing, after you have identified that, then you can now think about the traffic source. Remember when I said, when you know your customers, if they are on LinkedIn, you know that you always need to be on LinkedIn. That's your traffic source, okay? Where are your customers coming from? Well, for someone like me that sells gadgets, my traffic source might be Computer Village. So that's why I need to have a shop in Computer Village, okay? For someone like me, or for someone like me that have a Facebook course, okay? The best place for me to be, right, is online. Have my website, have a landing page, and go and look for customers on Facebook. Facebook is my traffic source, okay? YouTube can be your traffic source. You need to think about what your traffic source is based on where your customers are. This is as easy as possible, okay? So now I'm going to give you an example of, or some of the examples of some of the, traffic source included with the sales part that we talked about, okay? And you keep learning, okay? Once you're able to kind of, how do I put it? Once you're able to kind of get the glimpse of the first basics, you keep learning over a period of time. Yeah. So Facebook, so this is my own traffic source, for example. I'm coming leads page. Okay, I think this, okay, I tweaked it, but my sales funnel has changed over a period of time. So for example, if you're an e-commerce store, for example, your sales funnel can be different. Your sales funnel can just be putting a video up, a descriptive video on Facebook, okay? From the descriptive video, you drive people to a page that has the more information about the product that you're selling, that has reviews, that has customer testimonials and stuff like that. Like, give you the 100%. I've forgotten the name. It just keep my head. But yeah, but that kinds of gives customer an understanding that, oh, this guy can help me. Okay. That's the first part. So then you lead them to that page. Then from that page, you lead them to the cart and then they buy, right? That can be your funnel. And over a period of time, you can start introducing other parts of the funnel, which is emails, which is, pushing people from email. So people that turns to lead, you can push them back to the email. You can push them back to the cart or something like that. So it can be in different forms. So I think this is just an example. So for this example, I moved from female, maybe from Facebook rather. Maybe I have a video on Facebook. I push people to a landing page that kind of says, download this free ebook, okay? Or join my webinar, for example, a landing page, a lead magnet, okay? And then from the lead magnet, I then send an email to them, which kinds of, so if anybody turns to a lead here, I can show my sales page to them, okay? And from my sales page, I can, get them to check out. But if they don't do any of this, I can send them back to my sales page, for example. Oh, sorry, I think this should be here. I can sell them back to my sales page because they already turned to a lead, okay? And then from the sales page, I can still send. So you can start including things into your funnel as people fall off the funnel, okay? But this is your typical funnel. Facebook, leads magnet, cart page or sales page, and then the other page, okay? But when people start falling off the funnel, because a lot of people will fall off the funnel, okay? You now start introducing other stuff. Maybe this one will be SMS marketing. Maybe this one will be email marketing. Maybe this one will be chatbots, okay? You just want to start patching things up to improve how people flow through that funnel, okay? So that's how a funnel really works. And this is a typical example of how a funnel looks like. So this is another example. It's called a low ticket offer. I've seen a lot of people do this, okay, and it works wonders. Okay, I'm also trying it out from some of the things that I do, is that you first offer something very, very low, especially when people are skeptical about things that you're doing. So maybe you sell something, like you sell a, I used to tell my students, like, when you're selling a premium product, for example, maybe you're selling a Louis Vuitton bag, for example, and the Louis Vuitton bag costs about 200 to 250K. You don't want to keep pushing that, okay? What you can do first is that there are other there are other lower products of Louis Vuitton bags, for example, that they are still very, very good. So maybe you have a Louis Vuitton bag of, let's say, 20 or 50K, for example. You can push that first to people. And when people see that, when they buy that, when they open their wallet to you, for example, they can then easily buy the 250. You can upsell them to buying the 250K bag, okay? Or for example, I've seen a lot of people do it. They will tell you that, come buy this book from me. All you have to do is just pay for shipping cost, okay? It's kind of I don't want to call it a gimmick, because it's a marketing technique, okay? But is the low end offer. This is in the sense that when you take that free offer, you have given them your card details in return, because you want to order, what's it called? You want to pay for shipping, right? So by giving them your card details, they are able to, you have opened yourself to more opportunity to be sold to, okay? So that is those are the things that you can do. So this is the type of funnel that I was talking about. Like, the major funnels from the low end offer to the high end offer to the other page, and then to the thank you page. Okay? And that way, email marketing and stuff can fall into place. So that's that. Then the last is locate your raving fans. There's this terminology from, I think, Kelly or something, I can't remember. I'll share the video as well. Is when you have 1,000 true fans, or when you have 1,000 raving fans, you can never ever go hungry again in your life. Especially, it's applicable to celebrities, is applicable to people that are entertainers and stuff like that. But if you look at it in depth, it's the honest truth. If you have 1,000 people that are crazy about what you do, so not just customers, okay, crazy about what you do, which they will keep talking about you to their friends over and over and over again, okay, all you have to do is, if you need ₦1 million, okay, just sell to them at 1,000 naira. And if those 1,000 people paid, then you have ₦1 million in your bank account. Okay, so the most important part is that you want to nurture these people over and over again, which falls in the retention part. So when you're bringing people, you can't even start getting your raving fans from the top of the funnel, okay? It is at the bottom of the funnel where you get your raving fans, which is the retention stage, okay? Because these are the guys that will refer people to you, but they need to have experienced something. They need to have experienced you. They need to have fallen in love with you, okay, before they can actually become a fan. So how do you do this? Build a community. I know I'm running out of time, guys, so I need to speed up. So build a community. Build a community. I cannot say this enough. Look at what a Co-Innovation Center is doing today. They have a community. They push you to a Telegram, okay, because they want to keep engaging with you. And the more they engage with you, the better you enjoy them. And when they bring something to you, the better it's easy for you to take it up, because you know they are genuine. They genuinely love you and they want to give the best. And that is how you should take your customers. Don't just take customers as people paying you. No, take your customers as people that will rave for you, okay? So if you see, I said, it's not even your 1,000 raving fans. Think of how you can get your first 100 raving fans. Break it down like that. Think of how you can get your first 50 raving fans. And how do you get your first 50 raving fans? Build a community, give them a good experience of your brand at every touch point, okay? Always create good and quality content and keep talking to them, keep engaging them, keep speaking with them, okay? Keep understanding their needs to get things better, okay? So in summary, okay, like I said, just to summarize everything that I've talked about, number one, know your customers. Number two, outline your customer journey and you have gold. Sales funnel is a must, guys, okay? Number two, find the right traffic source. Number three, number four, sorry, that's number three, find the right traffic source. Number four, build a community and communicate with them always. And number five, forget growth hacks. You don't need it for a start. Growth hacks are for people who already have process. Okay, so if you think you are going to get growth hacks today, I'm sorry, you're not getting something like that. You need to put in the work for your first 1,000 customers. So thank you very much. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm hoping to send me an email, give me a chat, and I'll respond to you. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's explosive, Damilola. I know if we had left you for another 1 hour, we'll still be there. I mean, you can see the passion.
Yes.
You see the passion, you see drive, but you see the depth of knowledge. And I see every time you're trying to quickly pull back and say, let me not speak over people's heads. But basically, it's basic. You just have to focus on customer acquisition to keep your business going forward. And I think it's done a fantastic job, Damilola, to the case. And it's taking us through the consumer funnel. People need to be aware of you. Quite a number of people are worried they don't have customers, but you're not even in their consideration set. When they are even thinking of alternatives, they don't even remember you. Okay, and you have listed the 4 or 5 steps in which you need to go. Finally, of course, community, building a community of your raving fans who talk about you, who cheer on. But one major part I think I will love to also highlight is, do you even know your customer? And do you have a customer profile? If you don't have a customer profile, you shouldn't even be discussing this. That's the very first thing before you start looking. You don't even have one customer if you don't know who a customer profile is. We're talking about 1,000 customers. And thank you, Damilola. I think that was a good one. Okay, I'm waiting for people who have questions. I mean, feel free to, you can raise your hand, and or of course you can drop a question in the chat box as we round up. I mean, today we've had a very great session. Yeah, I think Oluwatoyosi, can we unmute Oluwatoyosi? He has a question, and let's take his question. Admin, please let's unmute Oluwatoyosi Olabamiji.
Yeah, good evening. I'm Olatoyosi.
Okay,
Hi, Toyosi.
Yeah, as in for those of us that we are just starting a business and basically we have no customers, how do we go about acquiring customers?
Okay, so like I said, it's very important. First and foremost, know who your customer is. Okay, like very, very basic. Who are you selling to? Who are you trying to sell to? Like, everybody's not your customer. Even though if you sell, like I use an example of selling t-shirts, for example. If you look at t-shirts in depth, anybody can buy a t-shirt. But there are still people that will be your first set of customers, okay? And you need to kind of understand who they are. And the customer avatar that I'm going to drop for you guys will kind of allow you to create in details who these guys are. Okay, and you can also start asking people questions. Don't ask your family, don't ask your friends, okay? Go all out and who you think your customer will be and ask them, okay, this is what I'm trying to do. This is what I think is possible. What do you think about this? Do you think this product suits you in this way? That way you get to get information that you normally will not even find from your friends, because those set of people will always want to make you happy. Okay, and someone like me, if I am your adequate customer, if I don't like your products, I might not be too rude, but at least I'll tell you my mind 100%. So I think the first thing is understanding who the customer is before you even start thinking about Facebook ads and all those kind of things. Yeah, later on you can learn Facebook ads. There are people that teach Facebook ads. Instagram ads, but you need to know where your customer is first. That, like I was saying, now I was talking about, because if your customer are not on Facebook, then you don't have any reason on Facebook, because you're just wasting a lot of time on that platform where you can get much more from the platform where your customers are. I hope I've been able to answer that question. Okay.
Now you need to say a bit more. What you can do is, just like every other of our 64 previous episodes, this particular episode of Techbiz will be on the website. And you can just go to www.ecoinnovationcenter.com/webinar, and you will find by noon tomorrow. These are
Hello. Hello, can anybody hear me? See, okay. And 5%.
sorry, I think I had a network fluctuation.
Okay,
I was saying you will find the recording by 12 noon tomorrow. Feel free, and I will plead with Damilola. If you will be available on the Telegram page, and of course, so that from there, in case you need some deeper coaching, he will be able to avail himself. He will be on the Telegram, and if you have quick questions, a step by step, precept by precept, how I can really go about this. I'm just about to launch out. I'm just pivoting. I've never been an entrepreneur. I'm just, how will you walk you through that experience, through that framework he has, or through that workbook? At times, you need somebody to sit with you in a closer workshop session. So I think we'll be able to work that around with Damilola and the team, and I think this will assist. So what you need to do is join the Techbiz Telegram. Damilola.
So I think I would also want to kind of I know I love teaching, like I said, so I kind of enjoyed this. So I think that another thing I want to take is, I know a lot of entrepreneurs need to learn how to run Facebook ads. I know a lot of people pay me good money to do that. So I'm willing to come on another session to kind of teach people how to run Facebook and Instagram ads, if it's something that they're willing to.
Well, that's great. And thanks for giving the offer, which we'll take up. How do you run the ads? These are some of the things that you can see. It's just like you post on your Facebook, and I'm sure he will avail himself to be able to help us navigate that. But I think it's been a good session. I think we've learned a bit. Profiling, segmentation are two key terminologies that you have to understand as a business owner or someone who is promoting the business. There's zero alternative. You have to learn that to be able to do well in scaling your business, getting your customers, and growing to 1,000 customers. And on this note, I have to say a big thank you to Damilola. Thank you for coming to grace the platform and for sharing in your wealth of knowledge. 45 minutes will not allow you to do justice, and that's why he has his details in there. Hit him up, send him a WhatsApp chat, connect with him, pass through, send a message on Techbiz platform, and I can tell you that you can be able to reach him for a deeper knowledge and a deeper session where he can assist and help you be able to scale up your business and get the customers that give you the cash flow, which is the blood of any business. Without customers, you actually are not in business. So this again is Techbiz, and the 65th episode of Techbiz. We're glad that Damilola has been able to share with us how the processes and the steps and the framework that we need to be able to grow our first 1,000 customers. And next week promises to be also explosive. Organizational service management. Now, moving from startup, how do I create an organization that can make me investment ready, can make me attract investors, and can allow me scale up? So next week, we'll be talking about organizational service management, and we will be having Abimbola Karim. He's the Vice President of Product Management, Managing Partner at Accelerated Service Incubator Labs. So he is coming as a VP, and he will be sharing with us how organizational service management works. And of course, this tells you that it's going to be another exciting and explosive session as we have another thought leader grace the platform of Techbiz, brought to you by Eco Innovation Center next week, Thursday by 5 p.m. Okay, and that'll be the 66th episode of Techbiz. Again, I want to thank everyone for being a part of Techbiz today and of learning with Damilola, every one of us in the house, about how to get your first 1,000 customers. Thank you for joining us. Eco Innovation Center is an accelerator located at 50 Awolowo Road, and our mission, our goal, our obsession is how we help startups to achieve commercialization, moving from concept to commercialization. We love to bring experts and subject matter experts to the platform so that they can share in their wealth of knowledge and provide the right hand-holding, provide the equipping that is needed for stakeholders and platform, stakeholder players and also startups in the ecosystem to be able to achieve the objectives and be able to scale and grow. And that was one of the intentions for having Techbiz and for which Damilola was on the platform today. I look forward to hosting every one of you again next week. My name remains Victor Benga-Folabi, the founder of Eco Innovation Center. Thank you for being a part of Techbiz this week, and I look forward to having you next week. Do have a pleasant weekend. Thank you, everyone.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.